Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Strompcast. This is episode 249. Uh, we're in a little bit of a somber mood today. It was a rough day to be a Portuguese. Felt like a return to the banter era. I'm joined by two of my lovely co-hosts. First, I'll toss it over to Chris. Chris, how you doing today?
Speaking of the banter era, Porto is fully in the banter era.
Yeah,
and watching the news last night, I was just like, this shit is hilarious.
Crazy.
I remember these days. It was fun and in its own way. It was also fucked up. It could be just around the corner or it could not be. We don't fully know yet, but it could go either way. I realize now.
They've got expectations to live up to if they want to live up to our banter era.
For sure. We could probably talk more about that later. But yeah, today sucked. Again, just concede instantly. And it just, unlike the last time where we one of the best teams in the world, we came back, completely flipped the script. Not so much today. Still in decent position. Yep. Brush ourselves off, and let's hopefully respond this weekend.
Absolutely. And I'm also joined by my good friend, Mr. Danny Saldana. Danny, how you doing today?
A little under the weather, and honestly, Sporting didn't make it that much better today. As I've mentioned a million times on this podcast, let me reiterate it. I hate Arsenal. They're so corny. They're so cringe. Yeah. Everything about them, I
probably would have rather done the reverse where we beat Arsenal and lost to Man City.
Yes, 100%.
I'll still take.
I'll take that because at the end of the day, Man City is like Pep Guardiola, treble winners, centurions.
Yeah. Arsenal is our win discounted a little bit because they've also lost every game since, and then dropped points horribly today.
Mourinho did say. How did he say it too? It was like the 4-1 win was like it was like deceiving in a sense because we didn't necessarily deserve to win 4-1 at least.
Yeah.
So at least but I'm gonna look at it on the bright side. We have a team to smash this weekend. To make up for this. So
they got it. It's a quick. Let's bounce back very quickly and get things back in the way we're used to. So we'll get into the game here as I get my goal point set up here. Goal point is gospel in these parts, in case you haven't noticed. Excuse me. I'm also a little under the weather today, Danny. So it's just something in the Canadian air today. Sporting versus Arsenal. Our lineup was as follows: Franco Israel and net. Not a great day for him. Ousmane Diomande and Ignacio and St. Just as the defenders. Not a great day for Diomande, especially. Morita and Hillman, the midfield. Kenda and Maxi as the fullbacks. Edward, Trincao, and Jokeres, the forwards. Hooner of a game from Edwards, if I can start things off with that. Danny, I'll start with you. What did you make of what was a very disappointing 5-1 loss at home to Arsenal?
Brother, I'm gonna get right on that point too. Edwards was nothing this game. Dude. Provided nothing for us offensively. Left Maxi to get cooked defensively. If there's criticisms towards João Pereira, which there are a few, of course, but I'm not going to be too harsh on the guy. I thought Edwards should have came off at halftime, put Harder in there, put fucking Mateusz Reis, and put Maxi where Edwards is.
I thought Bragança should have probably come in at some point. If not at halftime, at the very least at the 3-1.
Yeah,
when we scored.
I actually thought this was one of Morita's better games recently.
Me too.
I thought Morita wasn't horrible, but I think Bragança should have come in, if not at halftime, when they made it 3-1. That's when they should have probably brought him in.
Yeah, but Edwards was nothing today, and the fact that he only came off after the penalty is at the 4-1 is.
He was also hurt. It's like, is he hurt? Is he not hurt?
I think he pulled the Saka. He's seen Saka there, and he sees how he limps off after every game. He's like, "Oh, maybe try. Let me try this." So not a great game from Edwards. I'll give him some grace because he is coming back from an injury, but horrible game.
If I can compare that game to
the era of him cooking in the Champions League is probably over.
If I can compare that Edward performance to any one thing in the world, it was just hot dog water. It was sad. It was gross. It was not something you want.
I mean, I guess. I mean, he hasn't. Let's be real. He hasn't even had that many opportunities this year. But he, I guess, in theory, is coming off one of his better games. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything, I guess, right?
Yeah. We'll get into that game too, obviously. But
it was like, oh, maybe he turned the corner a little bit.
No.
Probably not.
No, I think
I don't know what to do with him at this point, to be honest. Like,
we got to give him time. Like I said, he's coming back from an injury, and right now, who else are we gonna play?
I mean,
before
the injury, I don't think that
even pre-injury though, like he wasn't that impressive.
I agree. We should have cashed in on him a few years ago.
We probably should have. Hindsight's always 2020, but it's looking like
Jovan. It's not quite Jovan 2.0, but it's like you guys should have probably cashed in. Not even end of the season before, the 22-23 season, when he had good performances in Champions League, good performances in the Europa League. That's probably when he was at his most viable.
He's still English though, so we have something there at least.
He now needs basically a rookie manager who was at one point his teammate. To
no, were they teammates?
No, they weren't teammates.
No, they missed each other.
They missed each other by a year.
This is the man tasked with kicking him in the ass and revitalizing
get your shit together.
So, I mean,
yeah.
Here we go. We will see what happens.
Yeah. Honestly, back to the game, I thought there wasn't a lot of standouts, especially in the first half. That first half, we did well at times to hold possession, but then did nothing with it, and then were sloppy when passing it from the back when they were really pressuring us up top.
Yeah,
which isn't something we're new. This isn't something new. This isn't something that wouldn't have happened.
They did almost play. I felt somebody
played like Atalanta.
They played a little scared at times. Sam put in the group chat. Sam's not here, by the way, but he put in the group chat that they almost played a little scared especially that opening 10, 15 minutes. It was almost just timid, afraid to really do anything or try to move forward with it. I found.
Yeah, exactly. Timid. And like I said, I mean, I don't think this was something that it wouldn't have happened under Amarante. I think the same thing would have happened. It gives me flashes of the Atalanta game. Exactly.
He had a couple shellacking.
2 years ago, I was in the Alvalade Stadium and caught us losing 5-1 as well. I mean, it's
so was our man. So was friend of the show, Kevin, who
we were there the same game.
He was there too.
That's where the famous Sporting meme of him just looking with the choppers kind of present, the Vietnam flashback. He's the meme.
Exactly. So
I remember my dad making fun of him during look at this guy. He doesn't look happy. I'm like, I know that guy. I know that guy. Guarantee you he's not happy.
And shout out Lauren. We were all there together, the three of us there.
Y'all trenches that game.
But yeah, a horrible performance from everybody. I don't even think Gyökeres did all that well. Gabriel Magalhães really shut him down, especially in the first half. Second half, we had a bit more space. He was launching them. Most of our shots went over, which showed the desperation that we were under at the second half. I thought he was gonna make it 5-2 towards the end of this game. I thought even Hillman might have made it 5-2. Both of them had bangers. Gyökeres hit the post. Raya saved Hillman's shot. But wasn't impressed with them. Like you said, Israel today was a dawn in disguise. He just seemed a little, to your point, Rich, he also seemed scared. That first goal, especially, he seemed scared to come out.
Yeah.
No criticism here because he's been excellent so far. And hopefully this is just a bad day at the office, not only for him, but for most. But I kind of like
everybody had a bad day at the office today.
Of course.
You can't pin this on any one moment or one player or one
of course
substitution or lineup.
Who is at fault for just in complete unpreparedness to defend a set piece? Is it the keeper? Is it the coach? Is it the individual players?
The defenders? I need to
look at
because there's five people just not. I know maybe they're playing zone. I understand. Okay, so
they're just not marking anybody.
So two of the zones are covered, and 3 guys are wide open instead of 5 guys being wide open. But either way, just they're not good enough. And 2-0 at half, we scored the goal. It's 2-1.
Suddenly it's we got a game.
Made it really was a real gut punch before half.
Even at 3-1, I'm gonna pass off to you in a sec, Chris. Even at 3-1, you felt like they were still kind of they started pushing a bit. They had a couple chances, like you mentioned before. before the show, Chris, the Jokeres kind of dribbling around everybody, but he doesn't get a shot off. Or Jokeres comes in, gets space, puts the shot over the net, and then Arsenal comes down immediately and gets a penalty kick to make it 4-1. Like, if they buried one of those chances even, it's 3-2 with a lot of time left. Suddenly that's a way different game.
When flashback to when Denny said like he believed for a second, like
we had a moment.
We will never forget minutes 47 to 58.
58.
Bro, that shit was sick, dude.
It was legendary. I believe it. I thought the 3-3 was coming, bro.
Imagine we pulled that comeback, bro. For those 11 minutes, I fucking believed too.
That would have been top 10 anime comeback.
And I also did think we would actually get another consolation goal, and I think I thought we'd actually lose 4-2. So I mean, 5-1 sucks, but it is slightly exaggerated.
Yeah, it's not a 5-1 game in my opinion, but it's not.
It's not a game that
nowhere
we
being
won.
close to even getting a victory.
No, like the result is maybe a bit lopsided, but it's fair.
It's fair. 100%.
He's left out to dry on the second goal, but he still gets embarrassed by Saka.
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
I just want to really quickly say too, I thought Ignacio had a poor game. Diamante's yellow was weird to me. The guy was beefing with the linesman.
Yeah, I don't know how he wasn't sent off.
I'm surprised he's
good for him for finishing the game. Don't know how he did it.
Could have been even worse.
Caused the pen, not sent off.
Imagine us 4-1 down to 10 with half an hour to go.
Bro, that's peak. Like that's peak. Turn it off TV game. That's peak. We're not even watching. Why are we here, Mulder?
Kendrick Lamar, turn the TV off at that point.
Honestly.
St. Jude's wasn't that great. Nobody was great. The only guy I could say that I liked today, again, was Kenda. Trincão had his moments. I thought Trincão was going to cook.
Hillman was okay.
Yeah.
Hillman was all right. Yeah, Trincão had his moments. First minute, he bodied I don't know who, nutmegged them and won a foul. I thought Trincão was about to snap.
You thought we were about to get like an all-time. You thought we were getting the Jalson versus Real Madrid performance from Trincão.
Facts. But
it wasn't that good.
It wasn't that though.
It lacked a bit of quality at the end, but it was good though.
Yeah. Chris, you have anything else to add to a very disappointing game?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really expect it to be like this, but I didn't necessarily expect us to get a result either.
We all picked draw, which was maybe optimistic of us.
Yeah. But... I guess it's kind of a tough game to evaluate Jerome Pereira on fully, because again, I mean, it's a poor start to the game, but it's a good response in the second half.
Signs of life.
So I mean, it's a team we don't normally play. It's a team that is world class, et cetera, et cetera. So it is ultimately tough to judge, and I truly think the truth can be said about his first game as well.
It's which
is just like a fucking glorified scrimmage, basically.
We didn't learn much from the first two games in hindsight.
I think that we're gonna learn more Saturday. We're gonna learn about what the response is to getting beat down, because like we said, we have been beat down before, but we haven't been beat down in about 4 months, 3 months.
We haven't been beat down
since the Super Taça.
And even then, like that was like a just comedy of errors that led. This was like you played
collapse. I would say that was more, but maybe more of a collapse.
Most of the game. That was more collapse. That this was a deserved kick
I mean, you can even maybe say a year or longer since a true beatdown like this. So it'll be good to see. I mean, he has the tools, right? It's a home game. It's a team that's not exactly setting the world on fire this season. Got everything there to come up with a good response and to keep the momentum going. Or you could start the slide, and everyone's like, "All right, now Cris no Sporting is now the headline," you know. So, let's. I mean, as far as this game goes, I mean, I feel like I've said all the things that I felt about it. I will say this. I don't know if people like love him or hate him, but I feel like Arteta is so corny. Every time I cut to him,
So
I was just
overrated.
like, this guy sucks.
Bro,
Like he might be a
even
good
as
manager or
kids,
whatever, but I just don't fuck with it. For like,
even then, like them celebrating at the end of the game, hugging
yeah,
each other.
yeah,
and shit
the
like that.
group
Bro,
hug.
it's
Like they
sports,
just
bro,
advanced
shut
to like
up.
the semifinals.
First
or
off,
something.
that's like an
relax.
international celebration, right? That's an
Yeah.
international manager celebration of like 60 plus managers.
Yeah.
You're doing it 4-1. Yeah, and I know like he's kind of like a flashpoint in like the EPL, where it's like, oh, people are like some people are saying like he's like an elite manager, and some of the guys are like, oh, he hasn't proved anything yet. So I understand he's like a polarizing figure. I'm literally only speaking about his corniness.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, that's fair.
But bro, Arsenal's a corny team too. These guys were fucking wasting time, 1-0 up.
I will say
Walking
that
the corner flag.
the one guy, like the sexy Italian wingback or whatever.
Calafiori.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good because I remember the jokes about him were like, "Oh, it's only like thirst traps, no game edits, right?"
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good.
He was
Right?
all right. He
Yeah.
played
He wasn't
well.
bad. He wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for him.
Yeah. No man of the match. No one deserves man of the match for this game. Screw your man of the match awards for this game. You guys go back and think about what you did. That's what they get. We move on.
Bukayo Saka though, he's a little cutie.
He's a little cute guy.
Got an assist.
We will
At
go
least.
through the UCL standings and then we will get to the Taça Portugal. So we get the Champions League standings.
Oh, he scored a goal too.
Yeah. So first place, we fall in a little bit. First place as of right now. This will change.
Oh yeah, I haven't even checked this today, to be honest.
This will change drastically by the end of the day tomorrow. Inter, Barca has come up. Liverpool is there, but they've got the game in hand still.
They've got that's a
Atlanta,
bit. I think they're playing Real Madrid tomorrow. Liverpool is.
I believe so.
So we're actually
Monaco's still there. Obviously,
I don't even see them on the fucking screen.
Yeah. We'll get there. Arsenal there. Sport like this is look how tight it still is.
Yeah, it's still really sad.
Like
and
Bayern,
some of them are on
Bayern
4.
got to win.
Monaco's playing Benfica, so they'll probably move to 13
in Monaco.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, like Dortmund's there. Bayern's with the game to play. Bayern won today. Villa's got to play. Like
who did Bayern beat today?
PSG.
They beat PSG, we're going to get to them in a minute.
Spicy.
Like Man City's only on 8, right? Because they lost today. Like
City tied today.
They tied. Yeah,
they collapsed.
3-3.
They completely collapsed. I actually stopped caring.
Like look at this. Like Madrid's on 6 points after 2 games. But they could easily leapfrog several teams and be up here.
But if they get to 9, then they're just 1 point behind us, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like this will change drastically. Right now, like PSG is on 4 points after 5 games. Might not even make.
What's the bottom? So Feyenoord is the low. No, the bottom. What is the lowest qualified team with 5 games?
Feyenoord
with 7.
20th. Yeah.
So we're
Feyenoord
3 points ahead of them.
Yeah.
We're not even that
not looking good, bruv.
We're not looking set at all.
I know. Mourinho was selling me a dream as if it was. We still have 3 more games left.
We
too,
still have
no?
3
We have a
games
lot
now.
to play for.
They play Leipzig, who have been duty. They
Still good,
play
though, yeah.
Club
They play
Brugge.
Bologna.
And they play. Where's Bologna?
Yeah.
Where the hell is Bologna? I can't even find them right now.
They might have won today, actually. I feel.
Bologna on 1.
Oh, no.
They play 2 of their 3 games are teams that are on 1 point or less.
Oh, yesterday. I'm thinking
Okay.
I reckon they probably still get the win against
5. Damn.
Yeah, Leipzig's 0 for 5. Bologna's only got a point.
Bratislava got slapped today.
And Bruges has 2 wins from 4 games. Now Bruges still has to play this week, so they could stick on 4 points. They could move.
They
up.
play Celtic though in Scotland.
They play Celtic in good so that's a very
anyway. Really, yeah, I can see any result. But Celtic's kind of up there too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The good news is, the good news if you're a Sporting fan, before we all overreact, is in theory the hardest games are all done. True. On paper, the most difficult games are all done, and they're sitting semi pretty. So not the end of the world. They play literally one of the last played 2 of the
3-0
5 last
Barcelona beat Brest today. Okay,
I
knew that Brest played today as well.
So they're they can do some stuff still. We got time. It's one game. It stinks.
We might need 7 points though. I'll be honest. Like
They might, if they want to finish in top 8, they
At
might
least
need
6.
7.
Yeah,
At least 6 to qualify. I would say.
think that
I think
the last game is probably going to matter.
the last game will probably matter depending on where if they win.
How we've done,
Especially if they don't win the previous 2. It's definitely
if they like lose,
but even if they get 6 points from the
games.
next 2, I could still see that last game mattering.
Mattering.
Even if it's
to make the playoffs,
play 8 versus lower.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I still think they'll make the knockouts. I think now
the goal is
whether they
still
finish
top
top 8.
24, and yeah, like we just mentioned, I mean, it's not set in stone in any way, shape, or form. And dropping out, I know we've been in the top 8 for like 2 months
weeks.
now,
couple match days,
and it will feel like a like a lesser accomplishment to not finish in the top 8, but we need to just be realistic about the situation,
Yeah.
And also, our next 2 games are away from home, so it's Bruges in Belgium. Okay, still doable.
And Leipzig.
It's a pretty
in Germany.
hostile atmosphere. I'll be honest. I've seen
and also it's Germany. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be tough too. And
yes, but I think
Leipzig had 0 points. They lost only 1-0
on
today.
no points.
So it's like if we draw there,
one.
it's like and give them their first point. It's a point on the road, but does that feel like a bad result?
Bro, I'll take a draw.
Depends on the Bruges game. Depends on the Bruges game too, right?
Draw them both.
We'll get Bologna at home to end it off. I think that's.
I think at the end of the day, I think they still they'll qualify whether it's top 8 or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe top 8. I don't know though. It's qualified though. I would.
It's
think.
Qualified for sure.
I think 15 is unqualified. Still. That's insane.
15 is going to be 15. They'll qualify absolutely. I think it's top 8. They might just miss out by like a couple points.
Yeah,
we'll see. We got 3 games to go. We'll see. That's the beauty. We don't know. We're not Nostradamus can't tell you anything right now. I'm not sure. We got to wait and see to make prognostications.
But we haven't there yet. Those were our 2 hardest games, and we took 3 points. Okay.
Yeah.
We regrouped.
We all said if we could.
You would take that.
We all said if we could nick any points off.
Will all of these games be played before the end of the year?
I can check in
2 of the games are in January.
I think there's 2 games in January, so we'll see.
I was gonna say.
I hope we don't lose.
What if we lose our best player?
A lot of this prognostication could be all for naught anyways if they just win against Bruges anyways. We're like, oh, they're fine then. Right? That's
probably
they could if they win that game, we're like, oh, they're fine. If they draw the game, we're like, oh, they're still probably okay. But if they lose that game, we start going, oh.
Chris, let me make your anxiety even worse about losing Gyökeres in January.
Stop,
our games are on January 22nd and January 29th. So
it's at the end.
I mean, it could be that he's still here and we're getting rid of him at the end of the deadline.
We're going to be like, come on, bro, help us qualify against Bologna, and then you can get on the private jet to Manchester.
Yeah. But he's not going. He's not going, boys.
I don't think he's gonna. I think he's end of the season. You can bank on. I think I'd be very.
Portuguese girlfriend. Come on, we're good.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. We move on to what was officially the first game of the João Pereira era. A very close 6-0 win against Amarante, the powerhouses,
who just sadly never really looked up to it, but did have 2 almost good chances.
Yeah. Lineup for Sporting was as follows: Vlad Kovacevic getting a rare start. Center backs of St. Just, Ignacio, and Mateus Reis. Fullbacks, we got Fresneda ball, so you know it's a new era because Fresneda actually got minutes, and Ricardo Gaio with a goal.
It probably sucked to have to roll out a rotated team for your first official game. I would have been like,
I would have been a little bit. Yeah.
I would have been like, I'm trying to guarantee a win.
I'm trying to ball a little bit. But, I gotta roll with these guys.
It must have been a privilege to have Ricardo Gaio in your first ever 11 as a manager.
True, and to see him on the score sheet.
To see him on the score sheet.
And he got to smell my fingers, Sally, apparently.
Never thought we'd see
weirdo.
it. We had a midfield of Braganza and Hillman, and then a front three of Trincao, Harder, and Edwards. Danny, I'll give it to you first this time. What did you make of this game? What stood out to you besides the GOAT goal?
Yeah, which I actually let's not.
You predicted that.
I knew
He's
it.
the only one.
I knew he would play, and I knew he would score, because if there's one thing I know in life, is that this shit just doesn't make sense. So each guy who just has to score, right? I mean,
we're living in a simulation, so he had.
I'm gonna be honest.
Remember when he like hadn't ever scored a professional goal before?
Yeah, even at Braga,
he scored like 3 since then.
Yeah.
He's popped up.
He's cooking. He's cooking.
I think one of the scary signs of that too is that if we're going to re-enter the banter era, who else to
kick it off?
To really kick it off? Then I know he wasn't the first goal, but I think he was the second. So who else to kick it off but Ishgayu?
Drop my phone almost.
This is a transferable player.
Yeah, literally Andre. You could not.
But 2 more years left, I think, or some shit. No, or a year left.
I think he's got a year. I think he's got a year.
Ride that shit out because clearly ain't nobody taking.
Oh no, not a soul's gonna pay him anything. Are you kidding me?
No, not at
all. Who's gonna pay? No, you'll be lucky to see him go to like MLS on like a free.
I mean, someone will sign him, but no one will pay for him.
No one's gonna give like an actual like dollar amount fee for him.
I think I'd take Ricardo Ishgayu at Toronto FC. Actually, now that I think of it, just kidding. I mean, it's enough.
Need him
in MLS.
Yeah, well, their right back is he wouldn't start over the right back. He's the Cameroonian national team right back. If he wanted to be a bench,
yeah.
You can maybe
New York, the Canadian Premier League.
4-4-2.
He'll be the biggest star in the Canadian Premier League.
You know what? No, he's got to go to.
That'd actually be a good level for him.
He's going to go to the Vancouver Whitecaps and join his sporting brethren, Ryan Gauld.
Or he
wouldn't even make it. He wouldn't make it off the bench.
Yeah, Gaspar was like a reserve, sometimes starter there.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, on the game. Nothing game. I'm not going to add too much on it. Edwards looked like the best player in the world, but again, it's third division teams. Harder looked good. There was a chance that Trincão hit the post and he just hit wide. But nonetheless, he was still good. He was still there. I loved that. I was watching AFTV a bit today, and they mentioned a lot about this game because they were mentioning, there's a new coach, but they just won this weekend 6-0. I don't know, because maybe they had Premier League games. Maybe they thought this was a league game and not a cup game. So maybe we scared them a little bit, but clearly it didn't seem
we shivered some
timbers. And not only is this a third division team, but this is a third division team who just got promoted.
Yeah.
Fourth.
So this is like barely a third. This is a third division team in name only.
Really, they had the champions badge on their kit, bro.
They did. Yeah, they did. Good for them.
The only other highlight really from this game, other than the 6-0 win and the youth players that came through, was number 2 from Amarante, Obama Ribeiro. What?
Loaded name. What a sick name.
Obama Ribeiro.
Obama was not. It wasn't that long ago that he was president for some. I don't know how old he is.
What year was Obama Ribeiro born?
You want me to find
exactly. Obama was inaugurated in like 09, 010 maybe.
Okay, so this kid was born in 2002, right?
2002,
that's weird,
August 14th. That's crazy.
How did
they
they
knew when
know?
He was a congressman and
they're like, yo, this random senator from Illinois. He's gonna be great.
He's gonna cook. He's gonna do something.
Just watch.
That's crazy.
Doesn't make sense, but that was the highlight. Honestly, the highlight of my game, of this game for me.
I feel like every time we play like a third division, like one of these teams, there's always at least one dude with like a sick name.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they had decent kits too.
They did have
kits were all right.
Black and white Adidas kits. I mean, I thought they looked pretty good. Yeah, I mean, they seem to be like good sports about the whole thing. There was 2 sporting fans amongst them that were like kind of emotional when they were doing the pregame walkthrough.
Yeah, I saw
because I mean, they probably didn't ever expect to be playing at Alvalade.
Yeah.
They were in the 4th division, 6 months ago, right? So, that's a major step up.
That's the magic of the cup.
Yeah,
though,
so
right?
that's cool.
You get that cool stuff.
Yeah, so that was cool, and yeah, I'm just glad that we took care of business and kind of had a little fun with it. Style points. I actually thought Harder was just like 5 goals, to be honest.
I thought he was gonna go ballistic this game, the way he was playing. I just thought he was gonna not stop. He was just to score every chance he got.
Yeah. And like after the one that you mentioned, the chance he missed, like he scored like 30 seconds after that.
Yeah, literally.
Like he missed the biggest chance and then just immediately scored anyway. So
he was like,
really
"Hang on, I'll let me fix that for you." That's my bad.
Yeah, not the greatest goalkeeping either, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much more to add, other than in the first half, Amarante had a chance where they I think it was almost immediately after either the second or third goal, they had like a through ball and Mateus Reyes slid in and cleared it away, and actually almost scored an own goal. But probably if he doesn't get that intervention, there's an Amarante player who's there.
Through. He's probably through.
Yeah, Kovacevic is just nowhere near the ball on that.
Yeah.
He really didn't have much to do, and that was probably one of his main contributions of the first half. And it was just like, God, this guy is just kind of sucks, I think, sadly.
Yeah.
Not I don't know if the scouting team cooked there, to be honest.
I don't know.
It's seeming like they didn't. And even if Israel is just shaky a little bit today, I guess he's still getting there, right? It's truthfully better than anything this guy has to offer. Not even a question.
It floors me how like a year ago Livakovic was available from Croatia for like $8 million. Like he was right there. They should have just pulled the trigger.
I wonder what his salary is. I bet it's high.
His salary must be high.
It's probably a higher salary because he's in Turkey, right? But like, man, you could.
But that was like his peak value as well.
That was his peak value, but
after a World Cup, right? Too.
Yeah.
Right after an awesome World Cup. Still a solid keeper now, but that was like with the peak of his value for sure. Like it's just kind of stagnated to around that level. Man, like he was right there. You could have had that type of like keeper.
I mean, they could have brought. They could have. I mean,
there's guys in Portugal too. They could have gone for. I think that.
Here's the thing about Israel is like he's probably not. He's good enough to be our goalie for now, but he's also not good enough where I really think he's going to get poached right now either. So
yeah, he's just kind of there.
We're kind of good for now, kind of, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to make of him some days.
Yeah.
I was about to say, as Philippe puts in the group chat, I was thinking if you wanted to even shop in Portugal, which they'd like to do.
He was I thought he was actually, it seemed like he was actually going to sign for Porto on deadline day.
I thought Ricardo Value would have been a good shout. Andrew from Gil Vicente is someone who's got some love on the show. Luis Junior from Licao would have been, I think, a really good signing as well.
Someone finally pulled trig on him.
Villarreal, if I'm not mistaken.
It was only a matter of
someone was gonna. Like, he's a good keeper.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's played. Hold on.
Yeah, I actually haven't tracked that, to be honest.
He's not played.
He's not yet. Yeah.
He's not a league game. Wikipedia doesn't have him playing games.
He's the backup.
Yeah. But yeah, he would have been. I think he would have been a good option too. If you were shopping in Portugal, I think my top two would have been Ricardo Value and Luis Junior. Probably would have been the two I would have gone for. And they would have been pretty close to what you played for Kovacevic, if not maybe actually a little less. And you would have got, at the very least, someone who is equal to Franco Israel now, if not better. But I'm not in charge. We're not the ones in charge of the scouting department at the end of the day. So what the hell do we know at all things Alvalade? What we do know is predictions. Let me pull those up in a second here. What we do know is I'm still the king of predictions as it stands. Although Danny, you had a pretty good.
I don't know, man. I think I should get brownie points for who the fuck thinks of Vizgayu when it pulls off, man.
I almost wanted to give you extra points for that one. So let me find it here. So we already know our round of 16 opponent is Santa Clara, so we've got that. So fourth round, Denny was the closest to the score at 5-1. You had a harder goal. You had Esgaio. You had Trincao as your score. So you got 3 of the goal scorers plus the winner of the game. So you get the 4 points. Chris, you had Harder and Edwards plus Sporting winning. You got 3 points. I had Jokeres, Edwards, and Harder. So I got 3 scorers plus the win. Sam had Harder, Edwards, and Ariol. Rogue shout.
He didn't get minutes though.
Yeah.
At the very end.
Yeah. So he got 3 points. And then from the game today, which we will go to now, you both had Inacio as goal scorers. That's all you had because none of us got anything else. Yeah, you both got a point off of that.
I can't believe he even got that. What the fuck?
Yeah, me too.
of all the guys too, like Inacio to hit. Danny and Sam are actually tied on points right now at 28. You guys have caught up to Chris, and you guys have caught up to Chris a bit. You're only a couple points behind.
Relegation battle is looking great.
Battle for seconds suddenly got very interesting. Chris is on 31 right now, and I'm at 44 because I had a good first game this week. Not a great
start
second
chipping
game.
away.
You were chipping away for a while.
Now I'm getting closer to the Chasers.
The Chasers have gotten closer to you, I think.
Yeah, then I've gotten closer to the summit.
So that's where we stand right now. We play this weekend. Let me pull up, and we will put it in there now. Santa Clara this week.
The João Pereira response game.
Yeah. So, Chris, I'll start with you. Your prediction for the response game.
It's. I want to say that we're gonna smack them, but I don't think we are. We're gonna win though.
Okay.
We're gonna win 2-0. Jokeres and Maxi Araujo.
Maxi. All right. Danny, I go to you. Who do you pick and why?
Yeah. This is our only hope. Now that it's João Pereira, it's gonna be less predictable.
A little less predictable. A little harder to gauge now, I think.
Yeah. With that being said,
I was gonna say like 8-0.
Yeah, what I was leaning there to be honest.
16-0.
16-0. The whole starting 11, and let's just try to rack up some points here. 5-0 for me.
5-0. All right. Who's your goal scorers?
Actually 5-1. 5-1.
It's
my
possible.
Goal scorers. Sorry, my goal scorers. Jokeres with a brace.
Times 2. Okay.
Trincao.
Okay.
Morita.
Ooh, okay.
He almost scored today. It was a decent shot, a long range shot.
We haven't had a Morita shout in a long time. I'm gonna go 4-0.
This podcast has been down on Morita for the last 2 months.
A little bit.
Myself heavily too. But this is his old team, right?
Yeah.
He came from here. No, he came from Santa Clara.
This is his old team, yeah.
You know, the law of the X, as the Portuguese say.
I'm gonna go Jokeres and Harder for sure. I think Trincao gets 1 as well. Not to copy you too much, Danny. I think Bragança maybe sneaks 1 in as well. So got a little different from you guys.
Today, but he fucking
That's where I'm thinking is Jokeres, Harder, Trincao, and Bragança are my guys. Now we reserve the right to change this.
Harder seems like a real threat to not only score but like play in games that matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he's
sure.
like
especially with Pot being out.
Yeah, he's like he's a real option, and he's proven.
Honestly, if Amorim was still our coach, I don't think Edwards starts today.
I don't think Edwards would have. I don't know if Edwards would.
He would definitely would have yanked him at. I mean, bro, he yanks him at half. He yanks him at half if he's playing
even if
better
he had a good
than
performance.
That. I mean, bro, that was
he would have yanked him at halftime for sure.
He definitely would have got yanked.
I think he would have actually started today, but yeah, he would have been immediately pulled at halftime and probably told, "Yeah, you sit over there and think about what you do. Sit in the corner, you English twat." He was bad. He was bad today. He was infuriating. Chris, what do we got for Modalidades? I know Futsal was playing today for Champions League.
They beat Anderlecht 4-1. First game of the elite round group stage.
Mhm.
And it's probably all good. Like I'm assuming that we'll probably win tomorrow as well because the team that we're playing tomorrow, Braga beat today.
Okay.
We beat them tomorrow. Braga beats Anderlecht, and
It comes down to us and
sets
Braga.
up us against Braga on Friday for it all, a spot in the final four.
Nice.
That's what I'm guessing.
Do we know where the Final Four is this year?
I don't know if they decide yet.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I
Because
wasn't sure if
they
they already
often
had
take
it.
a host of, not
Who's
always, I feel like,
of
but
like
they
someone
often,
who's there though in the Final
yeah.
Four.
So
It's
it's
been in
like
Spain for a
it's
lot
been
of
in
times.
Spain, it's been in Slovenia, it's been in Kazakhstan.
It hasn't been. Yeah, I was gonna say it hasn't been in Portugal since
Yeah.
2015 when they had a really good run. That was a fun team.
So yeah, that's good, and they also smoked whoever they played in the league this season or this weekend.
Yes, I forget who it was, but they killed them.
Handball again won. We didn't do our podcast last week. They won the last 2 weeks because they're 13-0 in the league now.
Yeah.
And they also beat PSG at midweek last week
that was a big
Champions League,
game,
which
yeah.
was crazy. That's actually probably one of the bigger wins for the handball is constantly just making history right now. It feels like, and that's definitely one of the the top 20 biggest wins for the club. I don't know, that's a really big fucking team that they beat.
Yeah.
And they're, I think they're in third in the Champions League group. It's like a group of 12 maybe. So
it's like a bigger, it's like a expanded group
so
or something.
it's a great position. I think top 2 is an automatic bye, but I think we're 1 point back, and we're in the knockout round right now as it stands. So we're looking good there. The ladies won, and they actually have caught up a little bit because Braga.
I was gonna say, what's the standing? Because they've got to be.
They're only 3 points behind Benfica now, and 2 points behind Braga, and they play Braga next weekend.
You are correct.
So they could, in theory, pass Braga into second next weekend. If they win. So they have made.
That would be 2 points up.
At one point, they were 7 points down with a game less because they made up a game.
Yeah.
And they won the makeup game last week 4-0. So the gap, I guess, was slightly exaggerated by the fact that they had a game in hand.
It's like the Benfica gap in the men's table now. Like they have they have a game in hand. They could cut that down to a 5-point lead or a 4-point lead.
So, but also I think Braga dropped one game. So and so did Benfica. So that created the situation we have now. Hockey won. Basketball has won their last 2 league games after losing the first one, and obviously they lost their last FIBA Europe Cup game and got eliminated. So they finished 1-5. Not that high in the team right now. Honestly, I haven't watched them enough because I'm not high enough on them to watch them. But it feels like we definitely don't have the best team in Portugal right now, or even any of the top 5 players. But you never know, I suppose, right? And they could always bring somebody in at this, they what do you call it? What the fuck's his name? The blonde tattooed guy who played at Benfica before, bro. We signed him. We signed him in April, bro. So I know that they can still add.
They can still add a dude.
They can still add a late crack for the playoff run, right? Yeah. So I'm hoping that they do, truthfully, because they truly have not replaced Trevante Williams.
No, that's a big gap left.
He has not been replaced in 2 years. So, trying to think of any other modalidades.
I think you got them all.
Those are the main ones we usually follow.
Yeah, sorry, we don't.
The big 4, the main 4, the pavilion.
We don't usually cover chess. Sorry, team.
B team. I don't think the B team played.
I don't remember anything from the B team.
The youth league won today. They won today.
They did win today. They're cooking.
Yep.
Yeah, they're cooking.
They have 13 points from their games.
They'll be in the knockout stages, which is good.
No, was João Pereira managing that team as well?
No, not.
No,
Well, that team is a weird team though. That's like an
it's
amalgamation.
not a
of like several
real
teams. It's
team
not a real
per
team.
se. Yeah, it's a combination of team players from multiple teams.
Yeah, from like the B team and like some
It's like
of
a
the juniors.
U19 all-star team, kind of, if you will.
It's like a
Sort of,
select.
yeah.
It's almost like a select team.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, they won, which is good.
Yeah.
And clinched a spot in the knockout round. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the modalities. Yeah.
Nothing much for me. That my dad did say something that caused me for concern. He's like, "Watch after the game today." He goes, "I don't know." I'm like, "Oh, we'll wait and see." He goes, "Benfica's going to be in the lead by Christmas time." Like, you shut your mouth. You knock it off. I don't want to talk about it.
We're kind of at a turning point, maybe.
This could be the turning point.
It's sink or swim for João Pereira, right? He's either going to swim and we're going to keep rolling,
or he's going to
sink,
start sinking,
and we're going to choke away the league. Well, yeah, Christmas is aggressive, but by March, we'll be in third.
Oh no!
I mean, maybe second. Porto's in there.
Mr. Neff Senior was already like, "Yeah, Benfica by Christmas time, they're going to be ahead." I'm like, "You need to stop. You need to knock it off."
I mean, all it takes is 2 fucking games, right?
That's what I said. All it takes is for them to win the makeup game in hand, and then we drop points like 1 game, and suddenly it's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. So I mean,
wait a second.
It doesn't take much. You really got to keep rolling. So yeah.
Spam the point, like we say. Spam the
At least we didn't get eliminated from the cup this weekend, unlike some clubs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Exactly. How do you guys feeling right now though? Do you think we should have? I think I right now we're committed. We're gonna go with João Pereira.
Where we're at.
This way. We all feel this way. Should we? Hindsight, of course, 2020. Should we have gone for a coach? Even go to Brazil for an Abel or
I said it a couple
Right.
weeks ago. I would have preferred a name coach. A lot of people on the timeline are screaming for Conceição. As much as I would like a Conceição appointment, would have liked it. It would have been such a culture shock. It would have been such a tactic shock. It just that's not something you can do mid-season.
It feels like they're trying to do it's like a gimmick, right? It's like they're like sometimes when you do like a very visible gimmick, like it still works, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like a very visible gimmick where like why would we spend 20 million over 4 years to bring in Sergio Conceição
or Abel?
We could just spend 0 million. We have this okay coach over here.
We have this coach who's
pretty. We got a pretty good team right now that's rolling.
Like,
let's just bring him in.
He's an okay coach. He's well liked.
We'll just kind of promote him, and some club will come in here and take him away for 5 or 10 million in a season or two.
And then we can go and get the big
that's a 30 million euro swing that we just pulled by finessing somebody. You know, like I kind of feel like that is what it is. It's like it's not like, oh, we believe so much in João. It's like we kind of believe in João, but also the math is kind of favorable to do this.
The math just
and like we can kind of start a narrative of like this isn't just an academy of players.
This is an academy of coaches.
This is an academy of coaches. We are producing the best coaches in the world.
Like Felipe Silicaya.
Or not even we're producing, but like we're training.
We're like the finishing school.
This is where good coaches come to become great coaches.
Yeah.
Which if you look at our recent history before
like that's what they're going for. And it's like, I mean, that might work, but does it feel like the odds of that working are higher than it not working?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think so. Yeah. But we are gonna see. João Pereira is you really set the coach up for failure when like
you put the coach in a tough
when he doesn't have all his like certification and shit because they were like yelling at him.
The man can't even yell from like outside the bench.
Bro, it looked like he was kicked back at the beach.
That's what I'm saying.
Feet up. Like he can't even. It's like
you're not putting him in the best position to succeed in that respect.
But low key, another thing though that I'll complain about João Pereira. the club will pay the fine. Fuck the fines, bro.
Just
Get
pay
your
the
ass
fine.
from the
Yeah.
bench and fucking coach if you're gonna coach.
The fourth official would probably yell at him once and then book
Yeah.
him the second time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Do it.
So you can get like one yellow game.
Get a yell. Get your yell. Make it work. If they're gonna book you,
If
give
he
them a
gets
reason to book
sent
you.
off, it doesn't even matter, right? Because he's just watching the game from like
Anyways, yeah.
So yeah,
5 rows further
it
back.
would make a difference. How many times did Ruben Amorim get sent to the stands anyways? Like,
He
that's
did get sent
pretty
off a
sure.
lot at the beginning. And it feels like João Pereira is the type of guy too to do that as well if he ever makes it to the touchline. I hope that he does.
Yeah, me too. I'm curious to hear his press conference after the pod today. So I'm sure it got released or it's going to get released soon.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
There. The only other thing I'll say with João Pereira that I think not that I think it's kind of been said without being said really. They just thought that this guy was going to come in here, copy and paste, as if
nothing was going to change.
Tactics are copying and pasting, training is going to be copying and pasting, and we're going to keep the ball rolling, sort of thing. And
it's not as smooth as you. It's not. It's very seldom.
I mean, and also it's like.
You could have brought reincarnated Johan Cruyff into this team.
The team might need to be rebuilt.
There would have been an adjustment period.
Yeah, exactly. Might need to be rebuilt in 6 months, and not to only mention.
And you've lost your sporting director as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
It has all the hallmarks of like we're about to fumble the bag.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also like even with that, it's like João Pereira won't be able to imitate everything Amorim does during the games as well. Like.
No,
we look at Amorim, especially down
there
the
are things
down
that
the
you can
years
see
too.
and you can't see. Like we don't know like what the player like. Dude, it's like what if he's running shitty training sessions? He kind of doesn't seem like he's like, and they're just like,
they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I'm not listening to him. You know,
I don't see any sort of difference that's happening right now in the team at all. We're playing still the same way, and it's also like we got on Amorim a few years ago about the substitution, so. Maybe it'll be the same thing. Maybe they both have the same stubbornness when it comes to the substitutions. But at least with Amorim, he was able to show us something of a style of play, of an idea, right?
Whereas with João Pereira,
it's been 2 games.
It is easy to delay. It is easy to delay. Like, fuck, 5 more minutes. 5 minutes. Come on. If we just get 5 more minutes. If we just get a goal. Come on. Okay. And it's like, fuck, I just wasted 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's also,
you gotta trust your gut. You gotta trust your gut.
It's also it's been 2 games. So like,
exactly.
I don't think,
and one of these games are against Arsenal. Arsenal, who's been knocking at the door in England for so long. So
now, if we come back in like a week or two and suddenly they've dropped a bunch of points, then it's like, okay, hang on a second. Then we maybe start looking at that panic button a bit more and be like, I don't know. It's 2 games. Let's settle down a bit.
There is no panic button. I basically think no matter what happens, he will finish the season.
Yeah.
It would look horrible.
Even
unless
if it's like total destruction, it'll be like he will leave at the end of the season by mutual accord.
Yeah. You think?
Fair enough.
And then they go out and get the big. You think they go out and get someone?
Yeah, but at that point, you've pissed away the league. Like
pissed away.
You've probably gone trophyless. You're losing all your best players. It doesn't look. It's not attractive. Exactly the most attractive position.
It's not as attractive.
That it is right. It
would have been like now.
Position right now.
Yeah,
and you can make it a really unattractive position in
a matter of 2 months, 3 months. Even 3 months, 3-4 months. Like it could be a very unattractive position come March.
Yeah.
Right, like
which I really didn't even fully think of until I'm saying that. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's like you could probably sell a manager on this job right now that otherwise maybe wouldn't
have come in.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
because you do kind of you get to come in with a 5-point lead in the league.
You
can play well in the Champions League.
You have the hottest striker in
Europe. You have the hottest striker in Europe on your roster still.
You've got a favorable draw in the cup.
Yeah, it's like starting the game at like level 7 of 10. You know, it's like okay.
Yeah, it's like here's the game, but we're gonna get. It's like when you're playing a game, it's like we're gonna give you an extra life just to be safe.
Yeah, you have. You're
playing Mario Party, you get extra mushrooms.
It's like playing FIFA Ultimate Team, and you already have like I don't know. I forget what it is now, but I remember back in the
like a
days, you
legend
already have
hello.
like $10,000 to like spend on packs.
You know
like,
what? You know what it'd be like?
$12.
It'd be like being like it'd be like being like in the top 3 in Mario Kart, and they give you like a bullet bill or like a gold star.
It's easy.
you
like
just get something that, instead of getting like a
yeah,
banana.
you can
True.
like they took that and they say we got our man and he's in house. So
That's our boy.
please
It was
work.
supposed to happen apparently, so it was already in
At
the
the end of the
works,
season,
so
so
it is what
we'll
it
see.
is.
Coaching you like when like coach you like instead of like linebacker you, it's coach you, bro. We're producing coaches here, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's been waiting in the he's been training.
Instead of last chance,
he's the apprentice.
last chance you, it's first chance you.
Yeah. For the last 2 years, he's just been training. He's just
watching
grinding.
from a distance.
Grinding.
It's like Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back. He's been grinding with like Yoda on his shoulder.
He's on a remote island.
Unlike
Really
some
quick.
remote place.
Before we sign off, really quick, just want to know your
Go
guys
for
if you decided to watch it or not. Your guys' thoughts on Amoring's debut.
I didn't get to watch. I saw all the tweets and all the DMs roll in. It's kind of funny. I don't have much to add to it. It was a draw. Like I didn't expect much. He even said like in post game, he's like, "Look, we're gonna suffer." It's like, this
That's
not...
the hilarious.
He was like, "This team is like
we will suffer more."
He straight up like, "This team is not good." So I don't know what you want me to do right off the bat with one game. Like people act like if he would have won that game, they would have.
They didn't even they scored in the first minute and like literally didn't even deserve to score. They probably should have lost. Like this comment said, Ipswich had a better chance.
But there's idiots out there that are like that. Like if he had won this game, that would have been like they're going from like 14th to like 5th place.
Yeah, they should be happy with the draw, man. They didn't
deserve
it.
Draw. They would have though. They're in 13th, but they were like 4 points off the top 4. So it would have helped.
But like. It's the first game, and he even like basically straight up said like this team's not good. Like I don't know, don't expect a miracle in like a couple games here. Like this is gonna be a project.
We'll see what happens, but yeah,
so we'll see what to quote the band KSI. We'll see what happens next.
Who's their Europa League game against?
Hard to find out. Couldn't tell you. Bodo Glimt from Norway.
Yeah,
they're Norwegian.
Yeah, easy 4-0 loss like we lost in last.
Easy, it's an easy. Are they away from home or are they at home?
If Roma beat them, but
I think they're at Old Trafford. I think it's his debut.
They're at Old Trafford. Easy 2-1. Easy 2-1.
Porto lost to them, wasn't it? Or Braga?
Yeah, like they've actually not that bad.
They're not that bad.
No,
this is an easy 2-1 loss at home.
Yeah, let's see if he can cook a little bit more.
It made today's, knowing that we lost 5-1 today, and knowing that they also didn't
get the world on fire.
Exactly, it made it a bit easier for this. But
it made it a little easier to bear for.
I was kind of pissed he didn't roll with you, Garth. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah, what the hell?
But he traveled for international. That's
that's why I was like, you're not even gonna roll with your boy here?
But I did love that he already started putting fullbacks at center back. And United fans get used to that.
Yeah, United fans were like, "What's going on?"
The only other thing,
wingback Anthony is gonna be fucking fired, dude.
Anthony's their Jesse Rodriguez. He's not touching the
Beyblade himself, the 100 million pound Beyblade.
He was so. I've never seen him frustrated like that, even on their early Sporting. He was so visibly frustrated. There was a point towards the end of the game where he's trying to tell them to go forward, and they just decided to pass it on the back. And the whistle blew. The whistle blew, and he was like, "Let me look for the handshake." Sort of thing.
He's like, "These clowns, I got some work to do." There's going to be a lot of guys I think that are going to get nuked from that team.
Oh,
I think they're gonna.
Yeah, I wonder what his budget is for nuking.
Nuking
because you nuke some dude, it's like 15 mil.
Yeah,
we gotta buy out.
There's definitely some dude like
there's
gonna be some dudes who are just like he's gonna like try to like launch.
Bro, he's gonna have like 50 mil and just like dead salary.
Bro, like you bought Anthony for 90.
He had like 10 mil in dead salary here.
Dude, I don't even know. I might even be underselling it. How much? Because I know Renato Sanchez is on 10 million.
Exactly, bro. Anthony is on something ridiculous.
He's probably on like
He was
18
bought for
million.
nothing.
Anthony alone is got to be like double
Bro,
digits.
Rashford. I don't think Rashford's surviving fucking Amarante.
Yeah.
Oh, I said the
He's so
first guy
lazy.
that gets.
I was actually
moved is
shocked to
Anthony
see that he
than
rolled
Rashford.
with him up top as his
Me
man.
too. Me too.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But-
be shocked. If
And then I
Rashford
remembered the
didn't last.
celebration.
True, he's biased.
So he
Uh,
loves a frustrating striker.
he
So
loves a
I
frustrating
respect
player.
it. I respect it. Shout out Amarante.
Yeah.
Still,
Best of
thinking
luck
about us
to
when
him.
he
You know,
plays.
we're rooting.
Good luck.
for
We'll
him.
see what happens.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We'll keep one eye kind of posted to those games.
We're tracking it.
We're keeping an eye. Like we keep an eye on all the Portuguese coach names. We'll keep an extra eye on him for obvious reasons.
Especially for him not to do too bad, because then he might come back to Portugal sooner. But it's not.
Yeah.
us.
Manager loan.
Manager loan, 1 year loan.
To let him try again to get his mojo back, and then we'll take it
Yeah.
back. But if he's all right, we don't really love it. You can keep him on a permanent.
Yeah.
For sure. Anything else that we've missed today, boys? I don't know that we had any Twitter questions actually. I didn't actually check, so let me check now before we go, and then we can wrap up here. So let me actually check the All Things Alvalade Twitter page here and see if we got anything. We got replied. That is all spam. Never mind. So no spam bots. Elon fiction. We're moving naps soon. This is getting ridiculous. I'm sorry. The amount of bots on Twitter is ridiculous.
Drake needs to sue them.
Yeah, we need to do something because this is getting ridiculous on Twitter. We can't even see our replies half the time because it's just bots and friggin' private accounts. This is nonsense. Anyways, that is going to do it for All Things Alvalade. We'll be back next week to review, hopefully, a bounce back win against Santa Clara. When is our next Champions League game?
December 12th against.
Oh, gotcha. We got
Blues,
some time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just have the league game
Something
to
like
review
that.
then next week.
December
All right,
10th.
cool.
10?
All right. We move. That has been the Strompcast 249. You can follow us down below. All Things Alvalade, AT Alvalade on X as it stands. That might change down the line.
Elon, Star John.
Elon's-
I
have been
can't see
one of
my
your
legs,
hosts.
but I'm making an X.
He's making an X. You can follow Danny at his in a second. He's gonna do that. Look at that right there at Danny S _. You can follow Chris as well on X, and then you can also follow myself as well, and follow Sam too. He couldn't make it today. Just a late show for him. Make sure you like and subscribe as always. We will see you guys next week. Thank you and peace.